Hi Flosstube, it's Bernie here from Hooking and Stitching. Today is Tuesday the 25th of April and I'm here for my roundup of what I've been working on in April. I do apologise if the camera is starting to shake a little bit. We have a little visitor here, don't we? She doesn't appear very often in my videos, but yeah, you're trying to run away now, aren't you? This is Mitzi. She's my blue mitted ragdoll cat. She's normally asleep, aren't you, when I do my videos, but you just wondered what I was doing, didn't you? I'm going to go with them. I'll see you in a bit. Right, probably won't see her again. Okay, so yes, this video I've got plenty of whips to show you. I've been working on quite a bit of stuff. I have 2 finishes. Yes, you heard that right. They're not fully finished, you know, but let's not push ourselves too much. 2 finishes is pretty good going. So I've got, yeah, a couple of finishes to show you. I've got some haul because after retreat I decided I needed to buy a few things. This is another reason I did some finishing, because, you know, if I want to start some stuff I really should finish some stuff. So a couple of finishes, I can have a couple of new starts, right? That's how it works. I've also got my giveaway winner. I drew that before I started filming, so I will let you know who that is at the end of the video, and I do have a screenshot of whose name it is. I will also comment on your comment. And a bit of a life update. Just think there's a few things going off, stuff to celebrate, nice things happening. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll do that at the end because I know that not everybody's that bothered about a life update. So I hope everybody's well. We're now fully into spring, not that you'd know it. I mean, it's nice weather. It's sunny and bright at the moment, but over the weekend it was vile. We were supposed to go to a horse show on Sunday and we got to the yard at 8 o'clock in the absolute pouring rain, and we all just said, I don't want to do this. So we didn't go. It just threw it down all morning. It did stop in the afternoon, but it wasn't a very nice day. It wasn't very warm. So I didn't regret not going to a horse show. But yeah, the ground is just so wet at the moment. We've had so much rain. So yeah, it doesn't feel like spring. It still feels like it's winter. And it was below freezing this morning. There was ice on my car. So it's like, come on, it's nearly May. Warm up a bit. You know, we've got all sorts happening in the summer months, and you know, the horses are still in their stables overnight because it's so vile outside. And we just can't put them on the grass all the time because they're just going to wreck it. But yeah, so anyway, yes, it's April, end of April, nearly beginning of May, and it's not warming up as much as it needs. I'm still in a jumper, look, you know, because it's not that warm. Right, so shall we crack on with the whip? Shall we start with the finishers? Let's get those out of the way. So, first one I finished was Manor Corbett, and this is Snapdragon. I nearly forgot what it was called then. It even says it on the back. So it's one of the Pixie Blossom collections by Nora Corbett, and it's called Snapdragon. And I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now, all done. So it's completely finished. All the back stitching is done and the beading is done. Can you see those beads if I tilt it that way? She has got quite a lot of beads. She's got some purpley coloured beads in her hair and in her dress, and then gold beads around the outside of her wings and those wing tips. And I absolutely loved working on this, and just looking at it in the camera now, it's like popping off the fabric. It's so pretty. This is a 32 count even weave in like a willow green. I think it's just a Zweigart one. And I like the simplicity of it, although I do like hand-dyed fabrics. I really enjoyed this, and once I did that back stitching on her face, and she just sort of came, not that you can see much of her face because obviously she's got her back to us, but it just sort of came to life. And then the beading was so much fun. I really enjoyed doing that. And yeah, I just cracked on and finished it because it was just so enjoyable. So this one I think is going to have to be professionally framed, especially with the beads, because I think they're going to have to like build up the mat because the beads are quite, you can see how they're quite high, especially the purple ones because they're quite big. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have this professionally framed. And it'd probably go in my bedroom or something. I think that'd be nice. Nice pretty one. Very feminine. But yeah, so pleased to get that finished. I started this, it was either a birthday or an anniversary start. I want to say 2 years ago, which is terrible because it's not that big. But it's done. It's complete. So really happy with that. Really enjoyed working on it. And it's just DMC. Beads by Mill Hill. And then, yeah, there's no cryonic or anything in this one. Yeah, just a little bit of backstitch. Not too much backstitch because I'm not a massive backstitch fan. But sometimes we just have to do them, don't we? So that was my first finish. But yes, I've had another one. So finish number 2 was this one. Blue Flower Quilting Bee by Janine McGowan. Yes, I always forget her name and I don't know why. Sorry, Janine. So this, yeah, Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower. I've done this on 32 count even weave. It's either mushroom or platinum. I think this is mushroom. And I've done it with DMC. I did, let's show it, shall we? So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And there it is now. So for this one, I used the conversion to DMC on everything except the colour that's in the wings. And that was, I think it's Mountain Mist by Gentle Arts. But I honestly could not see any variation. I couldn't see it in the skein and I couldn't see it when I stitched it up. And I did stitch 1 stitch at a time. Made no difference. So when I ran out of that, I went to the DMC substitution, which was, I think it was 522, to do the motifs around the outside. And that worked absolutely fine. So, yeah, I'm not fussed about the overdyes on this one. I don't think it makes that much difference. But really pleased with how this turned out. It was a fun stitch. Obviously the bee was the big bit, and then once I cracked on with the motifs around the outside, it went really fast. And I just thought, yeah, let's smash this one out and get a finish. So I'm thinking about turning this into like a tote bag or something along those lines. Thinking I might just buy a plain tote bag and then line this and stitch it on. And then that's a pretty little personalised tote bag. I've not washed or ironed these yet. They could do with, but I'll do that before I'm looking to finish them. But yeah, really chuffed with that one. And it's nice to have a couple of finishes in the bag. So, yeah. Super. So onto the whips. I feel like I'm rushing and yeah, I don't know why. I feel like I'm going really quick and I should talk more, but I don't know what to talk more about, so I'm just going to carry on. Right, what have I been working on? So let's start with the big one, shall we? Because I was actually working on this one last night. This is Time of Butterflies by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Irena Garmashova. Popping a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And get my frame. Here it is now. So let's zoom in on the bit that I've been working on, which is oops, that bit there. And you're just starting to see the tip of a butterfly. So that is the antenna of the butterfly, and this is the wing of the butterfly. There is another butterfly tip over here. There's quite a lot of butterflies in this piece, as you'll know with the cover photo. But yeah, a few hundred stitches done on this, not tons and tons. But this is 25 count 1/1 full cross, and it's the easy count by Zweigart because I like to use that for my full coverage pieces. And this is the whole length of the piece. So I'm using the Royal Rose method for this one, which is where, let me see if I can prop it up. You do 200 by 100, 10 by 10 blocks, so 100 stitches there, 100 stitches there, and you work on 2 and then you part below, and then you work on 2 and you part below, and that's how it works. So I did all the way along the top and then started on the next row, and I've got as far as here. So these are all my part threads, ready for when I move down, and then these are the part threads from this section. I also, because this is on such a big frame, I use the, I think they call it the waist knot method, where I start and finish my threads on the front. So to start in here, I will put my thread through here, and bring it up over here, and then as I work it, it works over the back of it, and then you can trim it off at the end. It's quite a good method if you don't want to be turning your work, because it's such a big frame and it's so cumbersome. And then when I've got my my tablet above it and my light above it, and I just don't want to be flipping the frame all the time, so it's just easier to start and finish on the front. But yeah, that one's coming along well. I'm pleased with the progress on it. I feel like I wanted to have done a bit more on this one, and I wanted to film today. Perhaps could have done with another night's worth of stitching on it, but I could carry on with it tonight, but then I'll feel obliged to do even more so that you can see something by the time I show it you next time. So I think I'll just wait until I fancy working on this again, and then try and perhaps get another 1,000 or so stitches into it. At least you know, to do 1,000 stitches you've got to come across 5 blocks. So I've perhaps done, where was I? I was around here somewhere, so I've probably done close to 800. I think there's only a couple of nights work on it. So it does perhaps need a bit more love, but it is what it is. We work on what we want to work on at the time, don't we? Just going to lean that up there. That's not in the way, is it? No. Okay, next. This is in my handmade by Ladybird bag. And this is my Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. It's a with my needle and thread. Yeah, with thy needle and thread. So I think this one, people know this one quite well, Winter Rose Manor. It's quite a popular chart. And I've been stitching on it for just over a year now. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So I'm working on this for Elaine's Sal, that's Ellie Weller's Stitcher. I can't remember the exact hashtag, but it's the big ass pink house Sal or something, because it's a big pink house. Incidentally, the colour of the house actually isn't the called for. The called for is conch, but when I can't think who it's by, but when I got it, I've got it written down. I should have it in here, shouldn't I? Weeks Dye Works conch, but when I got the conch it just didn't look pink enough. I can't remember what sort of colour it was, but it wasn't right. So I'm using, I want to say Peach Fuzz. This is my little notions pouch, and this has all my my threads in it. Where is it? It's that one. Yeah, Peach Fuzz by Weeks Dye Works. So I've switched to that colour. It's a piece of random green all there. But yes, so rather than going with the called for conch, I went for this colour instead. That house is huge. It takes a lot of stitching. And obviously it's not finished yet either. But it's not far off. It's getting quite close. And I was missing a colour for this, but when I show you my haul, I picked it up from 123 Stitch. So I now do have all the colours. This is a piece of 36 count linen in the colourway Stone. It was from a seller on Etsy called Eva Faith. And it's only just big enough. I feel like I haven't got much of a margin around that house, and I do have a bit of a border to put in over here. So yeah, I'm quite guilty of that just recently. Not giving myself enough fabric. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I do. So yeah, working on that one, enjoying it. I like the cardinals in this one. We don't have cardinals in this country as far as I'm aware. I think they're just sort of a native to America bird. And yeah, I wish we had cardinals over here because I think they're lovely. But yes, huge pink house cell. Big ass pink house cell. Lane will correct me later, I'm sure. But yeah, if anybody else wants to join in, anybody stitching a big pink house, then feel free to join us in that cell. Yeah, I think Elaine's got the details on her channel. So yeah, I can't remember what the hashtag is. I've only posted to it once. So that was that one. Okay. I'm just going down these in no particular order. They're just in a pile at the side of me. because I've kind of figured out a new method for things, because I was terrible for working on something and then not remembering that I'd worked on it. And then I'd come to film and I'd go, oh God, what did I work on? Because I hadn't written it down. But I've now got a new method. When I work on something, when I go to put it away, because I'm ready to change to something else, I put it in a different drawer, because I've got like a set of, I've got one of those IKEA Kallax units. So I've got some of the like pull out fabric drawer things. And so yeah, all my whips are in one drawer, and then as I work on them I put them on the drawer below. So when I came to film today, this is great, I just pick up the pile and that's it. That's everything I've worked on, apart from the big full coverage ones. Oh, you see, I've done it again. I've left one. There's one over in the corner of the room because it's a big full coverage, and I will fetch that in a bit. Let's get through these other whips first and then I can grab that one. So next, please excuse the rattling, it is still in a plastic wallet. Next is my Final Fantasy cast members by Servo Stitchers. This is off Etsy, and I'm stitching this one for my brother. We were massive fans of this video game when we were teenagers. Know all the characters, I can tell you who they all are. I will do as I move on. But yeah, I'm enjoying working on this one, and it is actually full coverage. We did sort of debate whether I should just leave the white blank, but I've done it on a light blue fabric, so I'm actually stitching it. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So I've completely finished Cloud, and I had done last time. This time around I've finished Barrett, which is this guy here. And again, this is another one where I've mentioned it in a previous video, not left anywhere near enough border. That's where it goes to. So because it's a longer piece of fabric and it's a square piece, I'm going to chop a bit of fabric off the bottom of that, stitch it onto the side so that I can, you know, when you put it in your Q-snap and things, you just need that extra fabric to hold it, otherwise you're right up close to the edge. But when it comes to framing it, or whatever it is I do, I might turn it into a pillow or something actually, because then I can just attach some decorative fabric to either side and you won't know that I left it too small. I didn't give myself enough room. But I'm enjoying this one. That's 2 out of 9 done. Don't know whether to move on to the next one over here, which is Tiffa, or move down to here and do, I want to say her name's Ariel. I wonder if I've got that right, because that's just making me think Little Mermaid now. Aries, might be Aries. Oh God, I've just said I know all the names like I'm, you know, and obviously I don't. Let's see who have we got. I'm sure I've done this once before. So we've got Cloud, Barrett, Tiffa. I'm sure it's Ariel. It's Red 13, Yuffie, Cat Saith, Vincent and Sid. But I can't think which way around they are. I think that's Sid. I think that's Vincent and that's Sid. But yeah, they're all characters from Final Fantasy VII. And my brother's just going to do his nut when he sees this. It'd be nice if I could get it done for Christmas. How many months have we got left? I've got 7 to do. How many months till Christmas? We're about to hit the 5th month. So I could, if I did one a month, have it done for Christmas. Oh, there's a challenge, isn't it? I don't like putting pressure on myself like that, because then I won't want to work on it. I might say by his birthday next year. That might be better, because that's July next year, so that gives me plenty of time. We'll see. If I can get it done for Christmas, great. If not, July next year. I think July next year is a more realistic target. This is a light blue even weave. I believe, I know, it's 28 count, because my problem was I thought this was 32 count when I worked out where to start, and it's not, it's 28 count. So it's ended up a bit bigger than I thought it would, which is why I'm so close to the edge. Silly me. Schoolboy error, that. Think I'd never stitched anything before, wouldn't you? So that is that one. Okay. So next, I do apologise if you heard a funny noise just then. That was Mitzi back in here, and she's scratching on her cardboard scratch pad, and it makes a racket. Sorry, another crinkly one. I seem to have done all my stitching out of the plastic ones as opposed to the fabric ones. I've only got 2 fabric bags, the rest are all plastic here at the moment. So, next, Opening Gambit by Long Dog Samplers. This is my first long dog, absolutely loving it. I've been working on this one for over a year now, but I am now officially over 50%. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So, lean back. So you can see I am over 50% done, because the halfway mark was about there, I believe. So yeah, over half of it is now finished. So I'm really pleased with how this is coming. I've been working on this section down here with the 2 dogs. And I can't remember what that dog's sitting on. I think that's part of the triangle again. The 3rd triangle. All those chess pieces at the bottom are done now. I did make a slight mistake somewhere under the dog, and I've had to fudge it ever so slightly, but I really don't think you're going to know that that is a fudge. I think it looks fine. I've even done a little bit of back stitching. Look, you see the teapot there and the butterfly, they've been back stitched. Woo! And that little whatever it is, I think that's a kiwi or something that's sitting on top of a chess piece. But yeah, the top of its head has got some back stitching. I think the other one needs some as well, but it wasn't in the frame at the time, so I didn't do it. But yeah, really enjoying this one. Doing it in DMC 3809, which is this gorgeous teal colour. And this is 32 count Silver Moon by Zweigart even weave, because I love 32 count even weave. And I think it works beautifully. This piece is for my dad. He doesn't know, it is a secret, and I've explained before, he comes here a lot. We do see him several times a week, because he helps me take the children to school. He goes roller skating with them on a Thursday night. He's usually here at the weekend. He watches Formula 1 with us. He's around a lot. So I can only work on this when I know he's not going to be around for a couple of days. So I have to really plan it for when can I work on this. And if I know I'm not going to see him for whatever reason, like I know I'm not seeing him now. I saw him yesterday morning, so I could have worked on this last night and tonight, because I'm not seeing him again till tomorrow morning. But I was working on something else and I hadn't showed you my progress anyway. But that's when I have to sort of plan it. Or if I know he's busy over a weekend and I won't see him, then I can get it out and work on it for a couple of evenings. But so far, I've been working on it for over a year and he doesn't know. And he does pay attention to my stitching. He will come in and go, oh, what are you working on? Oh, what's that? So it's quite hard to keep stitching a secret from him. But he doesn't know about that one. So yeah, Long Dog Samplers, absolutely love it. Will need to do another Long Dog when I finish that one. I'm not sure which one though. I do quite like, is it Castles in the Sky? That one's nice. But I don't know yet, because they're always bringing out nice new ones, aren't they? There's one with a horse on it, and the one with the whale. I quite like the one with the whale, but I can't think what it's called. Anyway, okay, next, one of the first bags I ever made. This is my Seaside bag with seahorses and crabs and starfish and things on it. And this one has to house something sea related. And that is one of my other full coverages. So this is Mini Mermaid at Sunset by Elena Lazareva, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, who incidentally, just before I started filming, there was a post on the Essex Needle Retreats Facebook group to say Heaven and Earth Designs are having a sale again. Please stop it, I've just been paid. I don't need any more Heaven and Earth Designs. I've got quite a lot actually loaded into Pattern Keeper now, because every time they post a freebie I seem to be lucky enough to get it. So I've got loads of the freebie charts as well, and there's a really nice one with a couple of turtles and no background that I'd like to do. I really want to do that parrot one that's got the really pastel background. I think, is it called Harmony or something? I really like that one. There was another... There's been a few recent. There's a few that I sort of think, I don't know if I'd stitch that, but I download it just in case, because, you know, tastes change. But yeah, I haven't got the fabric to stitch on all these things. That's the big thing, I've got to buy the fabric. Anyway, I will pop in a picture for you guys of what this looked like last time you saw it. Sorry, she says, I'm trying to manhandle it into position. Here it is now. So again, I've converted this one to Royal Rose as well. And I've been working along underneath the mermaid's, I want to say under her thighs, because that's what they would be, right? But that bit where she's sitting on a rock. So I finished, so I'm trying to hold this with one hand now, finished this bit here with her tail, and I've been moving along, and this is the rock she's sitting on. So really pleased with this. It's absolutely good. I love the colours in this, it's so colourful. I'm stitching this 1/125 count, full crosses, and it's obviously, again, it's the easy count fabric. And this is over 50% finished now as well. So starting to see some of the bigger pieces into their second halves, which is nice. You know, when you're only like the one hit, the Timer Butterflies, that's on like 5.25%. You know, it's got ages before it's anywhere near even halfway, whereas these are now getting over that halfway mark, which is great. I have been stitching on this a while. I do remember getting quite a lot done during lockdown in 2020, so I must have started it in at least 19, so it's coming up for 4 years old, if not over 4 years old now. But it doesn't matter. It gets stitched when it gets stitched. I enjoy stitching on it, and that's all that matters. So yeah, that's that one. Very pleased with that. She's so pretty. Cats seem to have gone to sleep now. We'll talk about cats more in a bit. Because if you know, you know. I've got bits of, yeah, that's what's stuck in the zip. Bits of fabric. Okay, how many more? 3 more plus the one I've left over there. Getting there. So I've done quite a bit of work on this one. The next one is Alice in the Wonderland by Cute Patterns by Maria on Etsy. Do love her pieces. First saw this being stitched by Michelle Bendy here on Flosstube. She's finished it ages ago, and she did warn us. There's a lot of back stitching in this one. There really is. I haven't started the back stitching yet. I'm putting it off until I've done all the cross stitching. But I'm getting close because I'm not far off finishing all the cross stitching. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So you can see I've got a lot done. Look at that clock. It's looking fabulous. You can now see the flamingo there and its cup appearing and the rabbit appearing from the back of the clock. I have no idea what that is. What is that? I think it's some sort of plant, maybe. Other than that, I'm baffled. Don't know. But yeah, I can see now how much back stitching is going to be going into that clock because, oh, I've dropped it. If you look at the cover, I've got to put the hands in and all these numbers, and yeah, that's going to take some back stitching, that is. And for somebody who's not a fan of back stitching, it's going to be tedious, but it'll be worth it. I think I will have to do like a before and after photo of it. So this is what it looks like before, and this is what it looks like after. So this absolutely gorgeous piece of fabric, of which I'm going to have a spare bit at the bottom when I've finished, is by Sparklies. It's called Moonlighting. This is 32 count even weave that I got from her, I want to say it's knitting and stitching show at Harrogate. I think that's when I picked this up, because originally this was going to be for Baby Yoda, but then I found, I haven't stitched on it this time, then I found the Fabric Flare Creationist Purple, which seemed to work better for him, so this piece was going spare what to put on it, and this I think looks absolutely beautiful on it. So wow, look at the colour of that fabric now if I do that. But that is more realistic. So yeah, this one I think is actually like 80%, but obviously that doesn't include back stitching. More's the pity. Just pop these out of the way. Okay, so the next one is a beautiful piece. I love this one. Northern Expressions Needleworks, and this is the Twisted Band Sampler. Yes, I wanted to call it Rainbow Band Sampler, but it's the Twisted Band Sampler. You can get this either in a full cross-stitch version or this version, which includes specialty stitches. I've never really done specialty stitches. The instructions are brilliant. Dead easy. Really pleased with how easy the specialty stitches are to do. And they look lovely, and such a sense of achievement when you finish one of the specialty stitch bands. It's well worth it. If you're on the fence about whether to do just the standard cross stitch or the specialty, go for the specialty, you won't regret it. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. Ooh, come in, fabric. And here it is now. So I finished the specialty stitch band in the sort of the dark oranges, and then this is the next cross stitch band, and I've got, that's all of that colour. That was 920, and I think the next colour is 922, slightly lighter orange. Finish those cross stitches and start the next specialty stitch band. And then I think at that point it's as wide as it's going to be. I think it only comes over to about here, and then it just goes down. So loving working on this one. It's so pretty and it's enjoyable. The cross stitch sections go quite quickly. The specialty stitches you have to spend a bit more time on, but it's a learning curve, and it's so much fun as well, learning how to do those specialty stitches. And then once you know how to do it, you can just whiz down the diagonal, just cracking on, and then I just have to check the chart for how I finish it down here, you know, whether it goes underneath or stays at the side or what have you. This is a piece of, I think it's the same as I've got my long dog on. This is 32 count Silver Moon by Zweigart. So just a plain light grey. Don't want to detract from the colours. And I'm doing this in the DMC version. They do chart it for dinky dyes, but I'm quite happy with the DMC. It's pretty. Sorry if you can hear that. Postman's just put something through the door. But yeah, really happy with how that's coming along as well. So, just, oh no, two more to show you because I've got to go and fetch one. So I have a travel piece, because when I finish work and travel to my kids' school, I usually arrive with about 25 minutes to spare. It's not worth going home and then going out again, because I'd get home, I'd literally have sort of 10 minutes or so at home before I'd have to head out again if I got any chance of parking my car near the school. Not that I park on top of the school, because I'm not one of those parents. I'm not one that refuses to let children walk. But I tend to park quite a bit down the road, a couple of minutes walk down the road, where it's safe to do so, where I'm not bothering anybody, I'm not over anybody's driveway or anything like that. But even that gets busy towards pick-up time. So I like to try and be there just a little bit earlier so that I've got a half-decent space. So while I'm sat in said half-decent space, I have time to do a bit of stitching. So I have this in my travel pack, and this is the last of the Houses of All Season for All Seasons by Brooks Books, and this is Summer House. So I've done autumn, winter and spring. I've still got to finish spring. I haven't fully finished it, and we're nearly over spring. But now I'm working on summer. So look at that pretty pink, another big ass pink house. Elaine, I could join in your with this one as well. Another big ass pink house. These are free charts on Brooks Books website. They've been out for years, and they're just lovely little. They're not big. How big is it? It's not big. I know it's not big. 63 by 101 stitches. You think you could knock that out really fast, but there is quite a lot of colour changes. So there is no before picture because this is technically a new start, and I'm kind of doing it in a full coverage sort of way. But that's where I am. I know it's this way up. So I've started in the middle, and I'm working my way over to the side of the house that way. So this is the top of the door. But yeah, pretty pinks in there. A few part threads there. But yeah, I usually get, while I'm sat there, probably 3 or 4 lengths of thread in. I get close to finishing one of these 10 by 10 blocks just while I'm sat there. If I'm in the mood, sometimes I'm not always in the mood, and I'd sooner just sit and play with my phone. Depends as well if I've hit a load of traffic on the way there and there's only sort of 10 minutes until the kids come out, then there's just no point in digging out my cross stitch. But yeah, if I've got a good sort of 20-25 minutes, then I get out and sit and stitch in the car. I don't like holding my hoop. I'm so lazy in that sense. I love my Lowry stand because I love to stitch two-handed. But obviously sitting in the car, I have to hold my hoop with one hand and stitch with the other. And I find the thread gets tangled. I'm constantly having to let it hang at the bottom so it untwists. This never happens when I've got my Lowry and I'm doing it two-handed. So yeah, I don't particularly enjoy holding it. But this is a lovely light. It's one of those flexi hoops. So it doesn't weigh heavy, and it's only a small piece of, this is 14 count Ada because I did them all. I started the first one on 14 count Ada, so I've carried on. But yeah, that's my little travel stitch, and while I've got it with me, I have all the threads on a DMC floss card, and then I have a pair of scissors in my pack and a highlighter pen, just so I can crack on. But this just lives in my car, so I can grab it if I've got a spare 20 minutes and I'm in the car or at the yard waiting for somebody or something like that. I can do a spot of stitching. Right, let's pop that in there. So before I get on to haul, let me just grab the last whip because I left. Okay, I'm back. So last one is this one. So this is Unicorns.
I found this on the web.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Siri, I wasn't asking you anything. I do apologise. Right, start that again. Here it is. So this is Unicorn Spring, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and David Penfold. That's the artist. I nearly forgot what he was called. But again, I converted this one to Royal Rose, and I've gone all the way. Completely gone all the way along that row. That was what I did. I remember now. That was my target, because I was sort of over here, but there were sort of bits and bobs filled in over here. So I went along and filled everything in, so that I've now got like a clean line, and I can come back and start over here and start working my way along in the Royal Rose method. So really pleased with how this one's coming along. This one is on 28 count, easy count, even weave, and I'm doing this 2/1/10. It's not my favourite method, if I'm honest. I really figured that I prefer the 1/1 and 25 count in full crosses. I know that 10th stitch is quicker, but it's so, I mean, let me show you the back. It's so thick in places. It's really hard to get your needle through, sort of this area here. It's, yeah, confetti hell, this one. There's no solid area. Even this bit looks like it would be solid stitch. It's not. There's so many different shades of brown in there. I get the chart up on Pattern Keeper sometimes, and I just sort of flick through the different colours, and it's just bits everywhere. There's no solid blocks, which I have got on all my other Heaven and Earth designs. There's solid blocks of colour in places, but not this one. This one is confetti heavy. Sometimes you're in the mood for that, which is fine, but a lot of the time I'm not, which is why it's not much further than it is. I can't think what percentage I'm up to on this one. I think it's pretty close to 40%. But yeah, my target was to be at least 50% last year. I did get there. But this is for my daughter. And she's, Mummy, when are you stitching on mine? I said, I did stitch on yours the other day. I'm not stitching on it again till I filmed. So I need to keep bringing this one out. Keep plugging away at it. And it will get done eventually. But it is really pretty. I mean, it's such gorgeous colours. It's a lovely, pretty piece. So nice seeing that unicorn come to life that I don't mind stitching on it, even if it is lots of confetti. So that was all the whips. Okay, so next, shall we do haul? Because I bought a few things. So I popped in an order with 1236. As I mentioned, I needed a Weeks Dye Works. I also needed some Karen Water Lilies, some more Petite Treasure Braid, and some Kryneck for some of the pieces I bought from, oh, it was my Bella Filipina chart that I bought from retreat. It needed Karen water lilies and yeah, some Krynic, and I did convert what I could to petite treasure braid because I prefer it. So it's really hard to find like one seller in the UK that would sell it, and with the amount that 123 Stitch charges for postage, it's so minimal that as long as you don't mind waiting a couple of weeks, you might as well order from them, which I did. And I also needed that week's dye works for the Winter Rose Manor. So I popped onto 123 Stitch, and this is my bag of lots of goodies. So in here I've got some beautiful glittery threads. So I've got a gorgeous petite treasure braid there for the Bella Filipina, and that one there. And then there were 3 that needed Krynic. I don't think I could convert these very well. They've probably got the right colour, but I think it was to do with thickness. So I've got 3 Krynics there that all go in that piece. They're all pretty. And then that was the weeks that I needed for my Winter Rose Manor, so I must put that in the bag actually while I've got it out. And then yeah, I needed a couple of Karen water lilies. I've never had Karen water lilies, and these are so pretty. So this one, I have no idea how you pronounce this. Scheherazade. It's she, here, Zaid. Scheherazade. But it's beautiful. I've got something white. I'll show you this in a minute. But yeah, it's got shades of orange and purple and sort of caramel, and there's a little bit of blue running through it. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the other one I needed was Eggplant, which is again absolutely gorgeous. There's shades of green and purple and light blue and a bit of mauve in there. Mauve, however you pronounce that. But yeah, I cannot wait to use these. So I am going to have to start my Bella Filipina soon because it uses these beautiful colours. And all the sparklies. Sparklies. I mean, they're just, aren't they? So obviously I couldn't just order those from 123 Stitch. I had to get a chart. And there was a chart I'd had my eye on. And I can't think why. I was looking for a chart to go on some fabric I got from Retreat, and I've actually decided to go with a completely different fabric. I've gone with the Called For instead. But I loved this one. So this is Prairie School, A Harvest Time, and it seems to be quite hard to get in the UK. I think I tried sort of the likes of Peakside and Patchwork Rabbit and Lakeside, no. Tried eBay, no. But it's this particular chart that I like, the top one. I've seen it stitched a few times. I've seen it on Flosstube. Sorry, it's focusing on me. And I just really like that, the autumn scene with the horse pulling the carriage. And I just thought that was really pretty. These two I'm not so bothered about. But yeah, I bought it for that particular chart. So it calls for cream 18 count Ada. So I've picked some of that up. And I want to get this started soon, because I really do like that. The houses look huge. But I don't think it is actually that big. I've not even opened this. Yeah, I really like the colours. Autumn's my favourite season, so anything with like autumny colours. So for that then I had to place another order, this time with Wool Warehouse, for some fabric. So while I was buying myself some 18 count cream Ada, which is as simple as that, I also thought, well, I need to top my stash up a bit, so I bought myself another piece of, I think this is Platinum, which is I love Platinum, it's such a nice neutral, and that's 32 count even weave, that's my go-to. And then I bought myself another piece that I've never had before, and I've been wanting to try for ages, and this is 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, or Mocha, however you want to say it. And I do think that's going to look amazing. And I have a chart that I think I'm going to put on it. You see, because I bought this and I was like, what can I put on it? And I came across some charts on Etsy. And this is what I'm going to put on it. It's called Love Is Here, and it's by Happy Mood Point. That's what it says up there. And I just really like those sheep. How cute are they? And the house. Why is so much cross stitch got a house on it? But I thought that would look really nice on the vintage country mocha because I think it will make the sheep pop. And the rest of the colours should work quite well on that as well. But I will do like a floss toss before because I might end up putting it on the platinum instead because the sheep will pop on that as well. But yeah, I saw that on Etsy, really liked it. And there are a few other charts like this, although they're by a different seller. But I'll pop in some pictures of those charts because I think I'm going to do, I think there's 4 in total including this one. So I do want to do them all because they're really sweet. But who does this remind me of? Who likes sheep? Yes, Elaine, it's you. Saw this chart and immediately thought of Elaine. So Elaine, if you want to stitch this with me, let me know and we could have a stitch along. But yeah, it was dead cheap on Etsy. I think £3 something for this chart on Etsy. So cheap. And I think the other 3 charts are slightly more, but £6 or £7 each because it's a slightly different seller, but they're very much the same style. So I don't know what's going off there. But yeah, really like that. And I really like the autumn one as well, the one with the pumpkins. So that will probably be the next one. And then there's a snow one as well. Oh, they're just so cute. So yeah, some fabric and some charts. And then a couple of other things. Everybody keeps banging on about these, so I bought myself a nudge hoop. Now, I've said on a couple of my pieces I'm really close to the edge. I don't know whether this is going to help me because it's not as fat as a Q-snap because it's only quite thin, like a hoop thin. So it would take up less room when I'm close to the edge, so we'll see. But this is the number 3 220mm nudge hoop. I've not even used it yet. I stuck it in my bag of hull ready for showing you guys, and I'll perhaps, depending on what I'm going to work on today, I might start sheep, so I'll put it in that. But what pretty colour as well, the pink, really like that. And then the last thing I purchased was when I was working on Snapdragon with the beads, I dropped quite a few beads, and I've been after what they call them, a tacky bob or a tacky bill. Can't get one anywhere. They did have them at Lakeside a while ago, but I can't seem to get one from there. Tried at 123 Stitch because I was ordering from there, but no, they hadn't got them either. So I checked on Etsy and I came across this. It's called a Beadsmith Sticky Bead Mat, and that's all it is. This strange grey contraption, but it's sticky. So it's got this protective cover on it, and then that is, I can hear my finger sticking to it, so that's sticky. So the idea is you pour your beads onto it, pour your beads onto there, and then they'll stick to it, and then you can pick them up with your needle. And apparently when it gets dusty, which it inevitably will, when the mat starts to gather dust or debris, simply rinse it with water and let it air dry. It will refresh and become sticky as new. So great. They say leave the back cover on because again it's sticky, but you could also, you know, stick it to something, or your table or whatever, couldn't you? But yeah, that's all that was. That was only, I think it was less than a £5 off Etsy. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I'm wondering if I should get like a CD case like the tacky bill and stick this in the CD case, and then it'll have a cover over it, wouldn't it? That's an idea. Can you even buy CD cases anymore? Can you buy CDs? I don't know. If I wanted a CD case 20 years ago, I'd have gone into Menzies. You remember them years ago, and picked up a single for 99p to put this in. Yeah, I think that might fit in the CD case, so we'll try. If not, I might trim it down. Could I just say that out loud? But yeah, I think it's more for like jewellery making, looking at the back there. You've got some needles there, and then all your like findings as well as beads. But I thought, well, give it a go. Can't hurt, can it? Because I've got, I don't know if has the Bella Filipina got beads? I've not ordered yes, it has, but it's got treasures as well, but I've not ordered those yet because I don't do that till the end. But I've also got, I've got a few other things with beads. I've got my my Mirabilia Mermaid's got beads. I can't think what else. But yeah, I've got a few pieces with beads, so it's nice to try something anyway. Okay, so that is all the haul. Right, should we do the competition winner? I drew the competition from my last video before I started filming. So I shall pop in a picture here of the, I'm assuming it's a lady, I shouldn't say that, should I? The person that won, and I'm going to have to look at my thing here because I can't remember what name it is. Verpy? Verpi R. Your comment said spring, nice video, because the random comment picker word was spring, and you can either win a Lakeside Needlecraft gift voucher off me or a 123 Stitch gift voucher from me. So Verpi, if you can get in touch with me either in the comments below or via my email, which is in the description below, or on Instagram, you can send me a message, whatever. And let me know which you would like, the Lakeside or the 123 Stitch voucher, and I will get that mailed out to you. So congratulations, well done on winning that. I had the giveaway because I hit 1,000 subscribers last time I filmed, so that was really, really great fun. Thank you for all commenting. I had some lovely comments on my video, lots of lovely uses of the word spring. So yeah, that was great fun. But yeah, Verpi, V-I-R-P-I, and then R, Verpi R, you're the one that's won. I will comment on your comment as well, so just in case you don't see this video for a bit. So last things to tell you about, well, a couple of things. First one, yesterday I went to the exam centre in Nottingham to take my second accounting exam. This accounting exam was the Principles of Bookkeeping Controls, and literally straight away the result came through. Last time it took days and days, and this time it was instant. I passed. So really pleased with that. Absolutely thrilled to have passed because it wasn't an easy exam. I came out with 85%, which I joked. I said, oh, I'm really disappointed about the other 17%. But I'm a perfectionist, so all I can think of is I lost 15% of the marks. Where did I lose those marks? Because you don't get any feedback. I don't get to see what I lost the marks on. But yeah, all I can think about is those 15% that I didn't get. But it doesn't matter. You know, my husband Ed, he talked to me, he says, you did brilliantly. You know, you passed it first time. Some people struggle. I mean, there was a post on Facebook yesterday actually of somebody who's doing their resit for the third time on this exam, and they're still not confident, and I've gone out and hit 85% first time round, so I should be really, really pleased with myself. I am really, really pleased with myself. It's just, it niggles at me that I didn't do as well as I hoped to, and I was hoping for at least 90%. In the mocks that I did, I always got between 90 and my best result was 96%, and I did 5 mock exams, and yeah, so to come out with 85, I was a bit disappointed. But exam conditions are hard, the questions are worded differently, they try and catch you out so badly. You have to read the question again, and then reread it for a third time to make absolutely sure you know what they're getting at. And there were a couple of questions where I felt it was too easy, and now I'm thinking to myself, did you read that question properly? But I won't know, and I've got to put it out of my mind now, because I won't know where I went wrong, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's not going to come up again. I don't need to learn from my mistake. So the next module I'm moving on to is Principles of Costing Techniques, which is where I've had a quick sort of glance over the subject, and I'm basically going to learn how to cost things. So in a very basic sense, because I run an Etsy shop, you know, I charge people the price of the materials, the price of how long it took me to do it, an hour, and then, you know, add a little bit of markup on it. That's how I work out the cost of something. But yeah, this is going to go into the really technical stuff about, you know, how much it costs per unit to make something, to run machinery, and labour costs and all that sort of thing. So it should be interesting. I've heard that this one's fairly straightforward as an exam. It's more, I know there's a spreadsheet section in it, which I'm fine with because I use Excel all the time. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting my teeth into another subject now, because I've been working on, I did Introduction to Bookkeeping and then Bookkeeping Control straight after, because they follow after one another, and my head's swamped with different types of ledger accounts and suspense and errors and how to calculate wages and all that sort of thing. So it's going to be nice to go into something slightly different. I've heard that this is like a standalone subject. And then after that, I've just got one more exam, which is on the business environment, and I've heard it's more of a written exam, which will be interesting. And then that'll be my level 2 accounting course with AAT finished. So that'll be really such an achievement. So I'm really pleased with that. And then going on from that, I've treated myself to something. And now I did talk briefly to a couple of people about this at retreat. It's official. It was on the cards at the time, but we weren't sure. It is now official. and he will be arriving within the next couple of weeks. Don't know exactly when he's coming, but within the next week. So that is my next ragdoll kitten. So I'll pop some pictures in here that I've got from his breeder. We're calling him Gizmo. His official name is Melis Mon Petite. She had a French-based litter, she called them. There was Laurent, Pascal, oh, what was the other one called? I can't remember. Mon Petite, and then there was one more. He's already gone off to his new home. All boys. She had 2 reds, 1 cream, and a seal colour point. Did Mummy Cat, and they're all absolutely gorgeous. So the one we're having, Mon Petite, he did have some issues when he was born. He's got a very slight cleft palate, so he's got a gap in his soft palate between. I'm not a massive thing of biology, but the roof of your mouth, basically, there's a slight gap in his, which can then lead to his airways. It was spotted when he was young. He did have to be hand fed a little bit when he was young because he wasn't gaining weight, so his breeder picked up straight away that he wasn't gaining like his brothers, and took him straight off to the vets. Everybody sort of figured out what was causing the problem, so he was hand reared for a little while, but then from what I know from Gather, you wouldn't know now other than he's extra cuddly. So I can't wait to have him. I've not met him yet. She's a couple of hours drive away from us. I do know his breeder. I have met her in person. She's a lovely lady. Friends with her on Facebook, have been for ages. I know her through the ragdoll groups, and so I have met her in person, and we've got friends of friends, mutual friends and things. So trust her completely. She's trusting us with him. Originally she didn't know if she was even going to rehome him. I approached her and said I would be interested in rehoming him if you think that we would be a suitable home for him. And because we're experienced ragdoll owners, we obviously have the 3 already, and I've got plenty of vet assistants behind me. My best friend's our head vet nurse at our vet's practice, and we've spoke to insurance companies and things like that, and yeah, everything's in place. And yeah, we've said we'll have him, and she said she will have us. So he is coming soon. So the next time I film, I will introduce you to him. He will be here. I was hoping that he might have been here for now, but yeah, she's hung on to him for a bit longer because he's been neutered. He was neutered just over a week ago. He's been microchipped, he's been vaccinated. The vets have checked him over and checked him over and checked him over again, and they are happy with him. He eats well, but he eats slowly, which is great because you don't want him rushing his food, because that's when problems could occur. He is going to have to visit the vets a bit more often than any other cat, but we're well aware of what to do with him and how to manage his condition. And he just, I mean, you've just seen those pictures. He is the most adorable little red kitten, and I've wanted a red boy for such a long time, because ragdolls tend to come in two main colours and then a slightly rarer one, which is the red. So Bailey we have is a seal, Darcy and Mitzi are blue, and then yeah, the flame points aren't as common. You don't see them as often. And as soon as we sort of saw them several years ago, me and Ed both said, oh, I'd love a red boy, love a red one. And this opportunity came up, so we took it. So yes, Gizmo will be here with me next time I film. Probably bouncing all over me if kittens are anything to go by. So yeah, that's my news. And I think that's it. I don't think I've got anything else to talk to you about. I haven't done any crochet, I haven't done any diamond painting. I've just been all about the cross stitch for the last month, which is fine. Retreat does that to you. It gives you that boost and your stitchy bug, and yeah, I've just been wanting to crack on and stitch all the things, as we often like to do when we've got that bug. So I'm going to leave you there, guys. I'm just coming up for an hour now. I'm chatting away to you, so I'm going to get this video edited and get it uploaded today. Verpy, if you could get in touch with me, that would be great, and I shall arrange to get your prize out to you. Look, if I'm going to think about Royal Mail or anything, I can just go onto the website, buy your voucher and get it sent to you, which should be great. So guys, plans are that I'm going to start a couple of things. Don't be surprised if next time I see you I've started the sheep and I've started the autumn harvest time. And possibly even the Bella Filibina now I've got those threads. And because I've already got fabric for it. We'll see. And then I want to get some more work in on, you know, the big one and the unicorn and my long dog. And yeah, lots of things to stitch on. Don't expect to see any fully finished by the time I see you again. I haven't got time for fully finishing stuff. Right, I'm going to go because I've got a couple of hours before I have to go and fetch the children. So that's plenty of time for editing and uploading, isn't it? So I shall speak to you all soon, guys. Take care and be well. Fingers crossed, be back with you at the end of May. So talk to you soon. Bye.